Okay, recording started. Okay, so let's start from our agenda items first. So the first one is mine, hiring update. So we made an offer to an engineer, to a senior engineer. Likely onboard date will be late May or early June. And another candidate is a manager candidate is moving close to the last stage. So we'll see. So that's the hiring update quickly. And our pipeline looks good. We have 7 active candidates in the pipeline in different stages. So that's hiring update. And yeah, so I had a question, but that question, I'm not sure if you have any answer around that. There is a link in the agenda. So configure the Puma server for dev use. Is it completely resolved? It sounded like we didn't turn it on, but it was already configured to be usable if anyone want to opt in, but it was not default. And also there is another open issue to turn it to configure it for the as a default in GDK. And at the end of the issue, it says we need to log another issue to track that. Not sure if any one of you would know something about it. Maybe this is a question for Camille.
Yeah, probably it's a question for Camille because I didn't track this issue yet, but I agree with you that this issue was really about just being able to enable Puma if some explicit parameter is set, not by default. And I would expect that we would enable it by default in some later stage when we confirm that it's stable enough for development tools.
Okay, so I'll assign this to Camille and talk to him after he comes back from the PTO. Next item, yeah.
So one thing that I remember, I'm not like very sure, but from what I remember, it's like it's just as simple as providing it as an environment variable when we run GDK, something like Puma equal to true or something of that sort. Then it would actually use start using it. So I think that is my understanding.
Okay, in that issue, in that particular issue, they also mentioned that the GDK currently doesn't support it, doesn't support Puma. So I guess Camille is the best to answer this question or find out what's going on here, because that issue was closed. So I'm trying to find out if it's really resolved or it's just a halfway.
In that case, I can take a look and make a quick check of GDK support after the call and try if it's possible to enable it explicitly or not.
Okay.
I will let you know.
Okay, I just put a note here. Let's move to next item is development update. So it's general development update, not much. Yeah, you're online, so let's. So looks like you are actually working. I mean, shadowing Stan on the other customer. Let's don't say the customer name, but that customer issue, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So currently, I started helping with some customer-specific issues, performance issues. Specifically, I was working on one performance optimizations regarding packrefs. I will paste a link here just for. Let me find it. It should be a second here. It's this issue. So I was working on this, but I was still wrapping up my to-dos from LAN team, and my next plan was to look at some other possible optimizations regarding this customer. But if you have a different idea or different preference, what I should look at until our next session, let me know, please.
No, actually, that's good. We are in pre kickoff mode, so that's the idea that
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that was my understanding.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So my plan is to continue with some other performance issues.
Yeah, that's good. Should that issue you just note popped up? Should that issue be tagged as a memory, or it's not a memory but it's performance issue?
Oh, that's a good question. That's the question. What is my understanding of memory team is basically that we will take all performance issues with this.
Yeah, correct.
So yeah, I can label it with this label too. I think that makes sense, and we should do this in future.
Yeah. To me, that's right. So we are working on performance issues, not only the memory, but the board is set up as a memory. So only pick up the issues with memory label. So
I wasn't sure to what extent we actually track this customer issues as part of memory team, but I think it makes sense to take it as ours. Thanks for reminder.
Thank you. If it makes sense to check on the memory board, let's bring it onto the board so we know what we are working on and we have a record of what was done.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so I will add the label afterwards.
I'm adding it right now. So
you're just added. Okay, cool. And maybe also assign a priority since we are working on it. Maybe P1. I would say it's probably P1. Yeah. Okay.
Okay then.
Thank you. Then moving to the QE update. So test bed set speed data in Grafana. Looks like we are still hitting the roadblock, and I mean, you will work with, you will find help, right? Or do you need me to find the help?
So actually, I'm planning to talk to John Jarvis or someone else from the infra team just to help me get few details. Like I actually need to set up InfluxDB or for the pre-environment so that the data goes in there, and then Grafana just takes the data from there. So that's the place where I'm actually stuck, and I had been trying to do it, but I think I should get help. Like it's taking longer than I expected. So I'll talk to John, and yeah, I think I can actually handle it.
Okay.
I'll get it.
Cool. Let me know if you need my help to get hold of people and get help for you. So I'm ready anytime.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
One more need regarding setting the priority. May I ask you to set a priority after the call yourself, because I'm actually not sure what priority this should be. P1 seems to be too urgent because it's for immediate blockers or something like this.
Okay, so, I'll take a look. I'll take a look. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Let me. Yeah. Okay. So the Puma data, maybe what data can we collect now at the moment for the Puma?
Actually, I'm not like very sure of the kind of data that we need. So maybe I would need input in those lines, like what would be helpful.
Okay. How about talk to Camille after he comes back?
Yeah, sure. And as of now, like we are using pre.gitlab.com, right? And where Puma is not enabled, and we have another endpoint in pre itself, which I have specified a little later. Like that's the second or third point, like pre-puma.gitlab.com. So that's available, and there are few configurations to be done those to enable Puma. Like John Jevis, he was the one who helped in getting this. So we can actually, once we have the complete setup up, then we can run our tests, like the load tests or whatever we have, and it should be good to collect the data that we need.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Yeah. Next item actually that's carried over from last meeting, but I just created a issue to track it, so it's on our board. When Camille comes back, he will continue to look at what metrics we already collect, and is that all we need, or is there anything missing? So we'll see. There is a issue tracking that. So Ramya, I will also create an issue to track this item on our board. So once you have conclusion, we'll talk to Camille just to update that issue, then we can close it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Ramya, this is your notes. Can you go through it?
Yeah, so that was the one that I spoke about, like pre-puma.gitlab.com. So we have that set up, and it is still still Puma is not enabled there. It's just the endpoint that we have. So those configurations are still to be done. In which John himself, he wanted help, I guess. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know that this endpoint is available, and just running the tests on that should give us the metrics that we need for Puma testing.
Cool. Thank you very much for the update. Yeah, I guess that's all the working items we want to go through today. There is next item is actually a bug triage. Tanya and I discussed that Tanya wanted to triage the bugs for each team. I think that's a good idea. So yeah, so I'm trying to see if that fits into this meeting. We can do it quickly, but now we have very few bugs. So maybe today's meeting we don't need to do it. But this is kind of food for thought for everybody. Is that a good thing to do in this meeting, or as long as we have time, of course. And yeah, it's just the food for thought. We can review probably next week when we have more people or in Slack. And also, I have another food for thought item is I was thinking that if we can do a virtual stand-up in Slack. So in Slack, you have a command /stand-up, then update the status every day. So just a food for thought. Not planning to do it right now, but I want to bring this up to the team if this is a good idea or bad idea. So open question. Yeah, that's about today's agenda. Questions?
So not related to this, like about the next meeting, like everyone be at the contribute, right? Like so.
Yeah, next meeting is canceled. Yeah, next week because everybody or most of us is at the contribute. Maybe we can meet in person.
So I wouldn't be able to make it to contribute this year.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was a last change.
Yeah, I won't be there too, so
sorry. Oh, sorry. Yeah, but yeah, next time. Let me double check. Yeah, next week's meeting I canceled it already, so there won't be our sync up meeting next week. Then coming back is another 4:30. I mean, my time 4:30 again. The on the 16th.
Okay. Yep.
Cool. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for the great work.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.